So from time to time, viewers will ask me about their own personal properties in Georgetown. And I'm always delighted to investigate because more often than not, it yields really interesting stories. So behind me is 3115 O Street, which used to be 87 Beale or 87 Bell Street. This house goes all the way back to the mid 1800s when it was lived in by a foreman down at the Capital Traction Company that's down by Key Bridge. It was also owned by a CBS correspondent who, in an effort to pick the color of the house, put swatches all over. You've seen that from time to time. But he put so many swatches on the house that it became its own look. Couldn't decide what color he wanted, so he left them all. So for 20 years, they called it the Swatch House, and it had all these different colors in it, in maybe the late 60s, 70s, and 80s. But when I dug a little deeper about this house, what was so fascinating was Ellen Lamotte and her lifetime companion, Emily Crane Chadbourne. Now, this couple lived in the house in the 1930s and 40s. Emily Lamotte was a writer, started out as a nurse, endured World War I, and wrote such a dark and unflinchingly realistic portrait of the war that it was banned in the United States from its publishing all the way into the 1930s. She was kind of at the vanguard of a lot of progressive causes. And there was a salon of sorts here that included her and Emily Chadbourne. Now, Emily Chadbourne was also a benefactress for the Chicago Art Museum, giving something like 2,000, 2,500 different pieces of art to it. Very eclectic. For example, one of them is the table that Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on. They donated that. And it's fun to think that maybe some of those donations were here for a little while at least. But this progressive couple were terrific pals with Gertrude Stein and Alice B. Toklas. They traveled all around together. They wrote. Emily underwrote some of Gertrude Stein's plays. One of Gertrude Stein's poems is actually called Emily Chadbourne. And one time when they were all going off to a trip, Gertrude Stein wrote them a little note, which I'm going to read for you. It will be nice being with you. Emily, I think, is nicer. So are you. And perhaps so are we, which is nice for all of us. When I heard that, it made me think of a rose is a rose is a rose, which of course is her most famous line from Sacred Emily. I wonder. So during my own tenure in Georgetown, everyone knew this as the house of Polly Kraft and Lloyd Cutler, who was the White House counsel under both Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton. And he was also known for saying, don't just do well, you have to do good, which is the kind of sentiment that we'd like a lot more people to have nowadays.